Your girl is in some old school jeans. When I say old school, I'm saying early 2000 jeans. Like I bought these jeans when I was in my 20s. Welcome to Her Soft Life with Em. On this channel, I help women 25 plus live a life that feels just as beautiful as it looks by blending femininity, wellness, and intentional living into everyday life. So if you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, hey sissy, thank you so much for your support and for following my journey. If you are new here, consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss an upload. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing 4 things. First, we're going to talk about how I turn meal prep into my Sunday ritual. Then we're going to discuss my peptides and how I'm keeping myself organized in terms of researching those. Then we're going to talk about how I'm documenting everything as it relates to my exercises, what I'm eating, my peptides, supplements. And then lastly, we are going to do my measurements because I haven't done measurements in a while. I weighed myself this morning, and measurements are so very important when you are doing anything, body recomposition or losing weight, shredding, whatever the case may be. So that is what we're going to do in this video. So it is Sunday and I am doing my Sunday reset. And one thing that I have been doing for my reset is turning Sunday into a meal prep ritual. And you guys know that I have struggled with my nutrition because that was my thing. Like I felt like I could just wing it. And the reality is, in order for me to get to where I need to be, for me to crush my goals, then nutrition has to be at the heart and at the center of every single thing I do. And so for me, meal prep just felt like it was for the bros. You know what I mean? Like I was like, okay, we aging soft and strong over here. But the reality is that I realized that I had to make meal prep relevant for me. So I am on my way to the grocery store to pick up some things, and I'm going to show you guys how I've been meal prepping, and then we'll also get into some other things that has been helping me to be successful on my reset. Y'all, can we just have a moment of silence for how expensive ish is these days? And I did get some things that I did not necessarily need, like those plants, but I couldn't resist them because they were like $12.99. But I just had to come in here and say that, like, stuff is ridiculously expensive. So I'm home from the grocery store and I've put everything away, and I'm gonna go ahead and run through everything that I'm gonna do for meal prep. So what I try to do is I have 2 proteins that I cook on Sundays. I have some rice that I'm gonna put in my rice cooker, and then I'm gonna cook 1 big pot of a veggie. Today it's gonna be cabbage. And then I do something for breakfast, and I always have something for salads. Typically we do salads for lunch. And then I prep what I'm gonna have for Thursday, because what I'm gonna prep today will be enough. It'll get us through Wednesday. And so by Thursday, I'll have dinner already prepped and ready to go. This has been working beautifully for me. This is what works for me. It may not work for you. It may look different for you. But this is how I'm gonna incorporate meal prep to keep me on track. And it's actually helped me to see some results very quickly. So let's get into it.
So here's my first protein. This is salmon. I am going to put a rub on this and get it all nice and seasoned up. And then my husband is going to put it on the grill and smoke it for a bit. This is the end result of it being on the grill. It is smoked to perfection, so juicy, so flaky, and very much seasoned. I should be able to get about 8 pieces of salmon out of this. Second protein is going to be this beef brisket. I usually get these at Sam's, pretty much pre-cooked. What I do is I throw it in my crock pot with some mushrooms, bell pepper, onion, garlic, season it with some salt and pepper, put some bone broth in there, and just let it simmer. Usually around 4 hours, it is ready to come out. It is nice and tender and seasoned, and just a great way to get that protein in. And then, of course, my veggie. I told you guys this week I'm having cabbage, so I'm cutting up some andouille chicken sausage to go inside of my cabbage. This is going to give me some extra protein. I'm trying to get that protein in, guys, because you know I struggle with that. But I'm going to cut up these 2 pieces of sausage and then put some onion and bell pepper in that as well. And then, of course, my egg bake that I love with the arugula and the mushrooms and the sausage. So that's all cooked up. I'm going to pop that in the oven. I usually get 8 really big pieces out of that, so that is enough for me and hubby to have. So this is the finished result of the egg bake. And so I also make sure I have a big pot of rice. I did not get a video of that. I forgot. But here's my rice going into my measuring cup. I usually put it in my measuring cup and pour water in there and let the rice soak and then come back and clean it. But just having that big pot of rice for my carb, ready to go, always very good for me. And then this is the end result. So these are my egg pieces that I pulled out of the oven. I'm gonna get those plated up and ready to go. And then these are my meals. So I have my eggs, I have my my salmon with some romaine lettuce, some extra eggs on the side. And then I have inside of the dinner bowl, I have my beef brisket, rice, and cabbage. And all this stuff is very delicious. Hubby and I are gonna enjoy ourselves this week. We're going to feel full and satiated. Those extra eggs are just in case I want some tuna. And guys, here for Thursday is my Thursday dinner already prepped. I'm going to have chicken stir fry. So I have my veggies washed and cut up, and then I have some chicken thighs with the marinade already inside, seasoned, ready to go. So Thursday, I don't have to think about it. I'll just cook it up and then we're good. I did finally start the creatine, and it has been an amazing experience. It gives me the strength that I need in order to power through my workouts. I get this naked creatine from Amazon, and I can just put it in my water, shake it up, and I don't taste it. It doesn't get chalky. I use it every single day. I probably don't do it on the weekends, but definitely Monday through Friday while I'm training, I use it. And I can say that I noticed a difference probably within a week. So, this is definitely a supplement that I am going to forever and a day continue to use, especially for my body recomposition.
And so, another thing that has been helping me crush my goals is being more organized as it relates to my peptides. And I'm going to do a full video on that because that just deserves its own spotlight. But I was all over the place when it came to my peptides. And if you guys are researching peptides, it is expensive. It is a huge financial commitment. And it's not that I wasted my money. It's just that I wasn't putting forth the effort in order to know what was working, what wasn't working, documenting, because it's really the documentation piece that is going to take you so far when it comes to body recomposition as well as using your peptides. So, I want to get into what I've been doing lately in order to stay as organized as I possibly can as it relates to my peptides.
I found the most amazing peptide tracker. It is a Google Doc, and I'll share it with anyone that wants it. It was actually created by someone else. They were tracking their Z bound progress, but here is what it looks like. And I was able to take it and convert it. I still have some work to do on it, honestly, but I can, Also track my body measurements here. Like, this tracker is just very, very good. But these are the peptides that I'm researching: my glutathione, of course, my glow stack, my tesamorelin, and then my NAD. And NAD is an OG. I'll use that forever and a day. So prior to me getting on track with these peptides, I had my needles everywhere, my alcohol pads everywhere, my peptides everywhere, and plastic bags sprayed all over the refrigerator. So I had this little blue basket, and I'm putting it to use. I'm going to put all my needles in there, all my alcohol pads in there. As you guys can see, that black container, that's a peptide container. It holds up to like 18 different peptides, and then I bought me a Sharps container as well. And so I'm going to create me a little peptide station right in my kitchen, so everything will be right there in place. So I'm putting all my peptides inside of my container. This has been working out so very beautifully. It keeps me on track 100% and organized. And so this is my little peptide station that I created. So I have my needles, my alcohol pads, my Sharps container right there. And then all I have to do is go to my refrigerator. There's my peptides in the container, pull them out, walk them bad boys right over there to that to that peptide station, and voila, my supplements are even there as well. So this is keeping me on track. I love this system, and let's get into how I am actually recording everything. I am using my MyFitnessPal to track my macros. It's the way to go for me. I've been using it for years. Never really had any issues with it. It is a little bit more expensive than what I do pay for the paid version. It is a little bit more expensive than what I would, want to pay for an app like that. But for me to stay on the path and crush my goals, I have to have some type of way to track my food. And I always got my phone in my hand, so it just only makes sense. I can scan things, the macros come up, lots of recipes in there. It's a great community. So I'm making sure though that I am keeping track of everything that I put inside of my mouth every single day. Now, I'm not as stringent on myself on the weekends. Sometimes I don't cheat on the weekends per se, but I may not track everything on the weekend, and I may have something that fits into my goal. But during the week, I am making sure that I'm hitting my protein goal, I'm hitting my fat goal, and I'm, for sure hitting my calorie goal. Because to be honest with you, that is the only way that I am going to body recomp. What was happening is that I was, building muscle, but just not building it at the rate that I want to see it. In addition, I felt my body shredding, and that's just because, I was, not eating enough. And I was thinking to myself, well, maybe this is what my body wants to do. Maybe my body wants to get rid of some more weight. But, to be honest with you, the physique that I am looking for, I don't want to get any smaller than 174. And when I weighed myself this morning, I think I was about 177, 178. So in terms of keeping track of my workouts, you guys know I use Notion to plan my workouts. I love using Notion. I have tweaked some things. I am no longer doing Club Pilates twice a week. I am doing Club Pilates once a week. So I downgraded my membership a bit. So that extra day I needed so that I can do weight training 3 days a week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm doing my compound weight training, progressive overload, and then 1 day of bar, 1 day of Pilates. And so we're going to see how that works if I'm able to really build up the muscle that I want to build up by doing that. I know it's going to work. It's not even though we will see to it. Like, I know this is the zhush that I need to really see that recomposition in my body. The last time that I did my measurements, I had gained weight. I think I was like up to like 183. And so just these little tweaks, I've, gotten back down to the weight that I feel comfortable at. And your girl is in some old school jeans. When I say old school, I'm saying early 2000 jeans. Like, I bought these jeans when I was in my 20s. And I have kept these jeans. I've held on to them because when I bought them, they're like my favorite pair of jeans ever. And I remember
wearing these jeans and saying to myself, I want to be this size forever. And I kept these jeans, and I don't know how I managed to keep them, but it's like one of those vintage items that I will never ever get away with. And to be honest with you, they actually kind of hit for today, because you know things go out of style and come back in style. They have like this little ruche leg look on the leg. I'll show you guys the jeans in a minute, but I am so proud of myself. They are size 8. And yeah, I just had to share that little piece. These are the jeans. See what I mean about this little ruching on the side? Yeah, but these are Calvin Klein jeans, and this was like back in the day when the mid-rise was like the stuff. Everybody was doing a little mid-rise thing. So yeah, but this is like a huge milestone for me, to be able to get into these jeans. So I just had to show y'all what I'm working with. Time for these measurements, y'all. I got on the same little outfit that you guys know I love so much. It's so comfortable. So I got the same outfit on, and I got my measuring tape. I got my notepad and my pen. So we are all ready to go. So let's get into these measurements. Now, I do weigh myself, and I did weigh myself this morning. I'm going to insert that in the video so you guys can see what my weight is. I weigh myself often. I just don't do these measurements often because I want to be surprised. I see progress in my body. Like I see it in my shoulders. I see it in my arms. The definition is coming through. But I'm just ready to go. Like I'm ready to take it up a notch. So anyway, let's start with the chest. And I am doing the inch side. And it looks like I am around some. I don't want to come too tight on there. It looks like I'm right at 39 in the chest. And we'll do the upper waist. I can most definitely tell that my upper waist has shrunk. That lower waist, honey, that fupa, girl, that fupa don't want to go nowhere. But this upper waist is giving almost 35. So it's about 1 inch after 35. So we'll say 35 point, I don't know what that is. Is it 0.2 maybe? Yeah, 35.2. All right, so let's get the lower waist. And I'm trying my best not to suck my stomach in because Lord knows I be wanting to do that. And it is 35.6. Wow, that's crazy. That's insane, y'all. Oh my God. Let's get these hips. Bring it down some so you can, of course, see what I'm doing. So we'll get our hippie hips. Is this hips or is this hips? Well, let's get this area and then we'll go back to the hips. So this is 41.5. And then let's come down here to the actual hip area. And this is 40.5. Let's go upper hip, lower hip. All right. Let's get these thighs. At one point, your girl had some thunder thighs, and now my legs are coming together very nicely. My daughter had the nerve to tell me I had some chicken legs. So, Mom, you got chicken legs. 23 on one leg. So, what was that? The left. This one is 23.8. That's kind of crazy, but nonetheless, let's do the calf. Do the left calf. So 15 on the left. And then is this about 15 on the right? I hope I'm looking crazy. All right, let's do the arms. They still got a little shaky shake, but guess what? I love it. I am no longer beating myself up. And if you are beating yourself up for something not looking good, stop doing that. Okay? We done with that. We fix it or we don't complain about it, right? All right. So my left arm, shut the front door, 13 and a half. Shut the front door. I do not believe that. I don't believe it. That can't be real, y'all. That can't be real. I'm trying to make sure I'm doing it right. I don't want it too tight. Oh my God, it's real. Y'all, it's real. It's real. I can't believe it. Oh my God. Oh gosh. That's why measurements are important, ladies. Get you a measuring tape and do them. Anyway, let me go ahead and end this video because it's been going way too long. Thank y'all so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. Thank you for following my journey. Next week, peptide talk, because I'm researching 2 new ones and they chef's kiss. So I will see y'all then.